I don't have it showing.
Oh, that's what they see.
Yeah.
No audio.
No audio. Well, yeah, we've got audio. All right. Got my timer off just about 4 minutes. So we're going ahead and drop that off. And all right. So do a little small extra. Oh, let's see here. Let me do one small adjustment. I'm just not been happy where that camera's set. Why am I not? Okay. All right. There we go. Got my timer off. Wow. Talk about a delay. So anyhow, all right. Let's see. Let's get Facebook. Let me grab this. A couple other things I'm realizing as I go through here. I'm getting better though. We're getting better. I just need to jump over here. Just make sure I get, since I'm doing Q&A a bit. All right, no. On here, wanted to make sure I get that going so I can see questions there, and maybe some questions will appear on YouTube. Then we've got the HAPs up and running. So yeah, looks like everything is up and going. So all right, let's go ahead and get ourselves started here. Let me crank this around just a bit. I guess I can scooch to the side just a bit more. So okay, well, we're looking pretty well, pretty well smooth as it is. So go ahead and close and get the distraction out of the way, and let's get the show on the road, shall we? So, hey guys, hello and welcome to Relaxed Mel, the live stream. I do this every week now, every Saturday around 9:30 is what I like to. We're running about 2 minutes behind getting everything finally polished up, but that's a lot better than when we first started, where we're about 15-20 minutes behind. So I'm getting this under control, slowly but surely. So anyhow, talking about staying grounded. And what does that actually mean? Because you're staying grounded. You probably jump back to, your teenage years where you were grounded all the time, or you couldn't do anything. And that was a really constricting word to actually use. And that's actually one of the least exact ways to describe how I'm referring to. Staying grounded is just making sure your feet, a way to look at it is making sure your feet are on the ground, or that you're a tree. When you're grounded and your feet are firmly on the ground, you're not swayed by the winds so much as, and when I say winds, I'm talking about different emotions, different events around you. You may be swaying in it, but you're not just going to fall over. You're not just going to fly off the hook. You're not just going to become wrapped up into the drama of whatever that situation at the time is. A lot of times it's real easy for us to get that move just a bit. A lot of times it's very easy for us to get ourselves so caught up in the moment that we start to make really dumb decisions. When making a decision that is emotionally based is always a bad decision to make, because it's not in a light, airy, happy type of emotion when you make some of the more critical decisions in your life. A lot of times there's a lot of pressure, and you've got to get this done. Are you going to do it this way? You're going to do it that way? You're going to take the left turn or do the right turn? There's a lot of times you've got all these different emotions, a lot of combating thoughts that are going around. And if you let the amygdala, who is the non-thinking part of your brain, their whole purpose is just try to make sure you stay alive, you're going to make a bad decision. And so to make a good decision, you want to make sure that you're grounded. Another way to call it is being centered, where you imagine you've got a pole running through you, and and it's running right through your center. So and it's cemented into the ground. You're not going anywhere. You're not going to easily topple over if you are skewered by. Well, you're not going to go anywhere anyhow because you're going to be dead. But still, if you are centered and you're grounded, you're more emotionally balanced. You're not going to be getting all that mad and angry just because some jerk in a car cut you off. Because if you're centered and grounded, you're going to look at that, and yeah, you may get a little worked up about it, but then you can kind of mentally step back and go, well, I don't know what his situation is. He may have just got a call from the school that his son just, his arm fell off, or his wife has gone into labor, or his favorite blue tick hound was run over. There's all sorts of emergencies that we have no idea what's going on in people's lives. But anytime something happens, a lot of times we want to take that personally, and we're like, ah, and that's when you are ungrounded and when you are easily swayed by somebody. And that's what happens a lot of times, especially in today's media. You get people who are, you got all the rights, they're screaming at the left, and the left is screaming at the right, and everybody's screaming at each other, and they make really dumb, stupid decisions just strictly on emotions. There's, they both sides do it. They use emotions as a means to try to sway people. And if you are centered and grounded, yeah, they can make all the accusations, make all the pleas, and all the really ridiculous requests that they want to make. And it's not going to work on you, because if you're centered and grounded, you can objectively think. You can use your prefrontal the front part of your brain, prefrontal cortex. There we go. That's got to say it slowly. You've got if you can use the thinking part of your brain, you easily start seeing holes in people's arguments. Now, a lot of times, yeah, I get into arguments with people online, but it's I'm usually seeing if I can uncenter people whenever I get into there. If I can't, then great. I know that I've got somebody who's stable, and so I can actually have a very honest and productive conversation. But I'll usually start off with just a little, a bit trollish, and just to see who tops immediately blow up. Because if they're going to blow up, they're going to have uh, very emotional reactions. Then you're not going to get a honest and good discussion out of that, because that's what we were talking about this week, are talking about arguments and why arguments are actually good. So what does it meant to be staying grounded? A good definition of it is grounded is a practice. I've got my notes over here. Is a practice of energetically connecting to yourself, your values, and your vision, which is a wonderful way to put that. Because if you are focused in on what you need to do, if you are wanting to make sure that you get one thing done today, and you are focused in on that particular vision, you can have people throw everything at the kitchen sink at you, and it's going to be, nope, I've got to get this done. I've got to get this done. I've got to get this done. I'm not doing anything else until I get this done. And when you actually allow yourself to stay grounded, and you're not going to be emotionally swayed one way or the other just because of the winds of chaos come rolling through your house, you're able to stay calm and stay collected, and be able to get things done, and be able to put one fire out after the other. If you stay well grounded, you can have those emergencies come up, and yeah, they're inconvenient, but you're still like, all right, well, let's see, what do we have here? Okay, yeah, let's go with the green, cut out the blue, and let's use the original logo. And then you run to the next one, and it's like, yes, we need to buy low. When that puppy gets up to the top and starts to drop, sell that puppy. And you can make all these different decisions. I know I just took about four different topics, but that have nothing to do with one another. But who knows, what that might be your business. You might be trying to start up a financial business, and you're at the very beginning stages, and so you're trying to create a logo and try to make sure that you got things, got money being produced for your clients, and so on and so forth. So honestly, when it comes to financial institutions, I'm very minimally educated on how they actually run stuff. But so why do you want to be grounded? Well, I've kind of covered that before. It allows you to be able to make very confident decisions. You are able to buffer all the things where everybody else is losing their freaking mind. You can stay centered. You can stay in control. You can stay cool, calm, and collected. And when you're doing that, everybody who's losing their mind starts to look for the calm person in the room. That calm person, if you are grounded, is going to be you. And people are going to look more to you for direction and how to go. And they need that centering energy that you actually produce while you're in the control. The problem with having a mustache this thick is that it curls up and it likes to tickle the inside of your nose, and it's really uncomfortable. So anyhow, so how do you actually get around to staying grounded? There's several different ways. There's a lot of different means of centering yourself, grounding. If you notice that you're getting yourself kind of knocked off balance, so to speak, so say your things are getting really chaotic and hectic, there's several things that you can do to do what's called a 5 by 5. That's take 5 steps back for 5 minutes and reassess the issue. And that's one of the best ways to make sure you keep yourself grounded. If you are doing something and you're trying to get, let's say you're trying to shave a little bit off of a dovetail joint, just something I've tried before, and I never do get it. But you got to shave, and try it, nothing. Shave, nothing. Still too big. Shave, nothing. And eventually you're like, oh, and you want to throw it. But or you're trying to put 2 pieces together of anything, trying to put IKEA furniture together, God knows, and you're trying to get it and it's supposed to fit, and you got tab A and tab B and they're putting it together, but there's too many bolts on one side and not enough bolt holes on the other, and you're like, well, it's supposed to fit together. It says it fits together. What am I doing wrong? If you set everything down, you step back and you go, all right, let's look at this. And give yourself 5 minutes while you're sitting there just breathing, just letting yourself breathe. Because when you take a deep breath, what you're doing is you're thinning out the cortisol that's running through your system. Because cortisol does for your mind actually shuts your prefrontal cortex down. It says, okay, we don't need you right now. We're fixing to go into panic mode, and your amygdala is fixing to take over, which is, like I said before, the worst thing you can let control you, because the amygdala is nothing but let's keep them alive, and it's running off of everything that could possibly happen to you. So it's going to think of every little possible danger there is, and that danger being on top of everything else, being that you get ostracized from a community. It views that as being dangerous because beforehand, if you got ostracized, you got kicked out of the village. Guess what? If you weren't part of the tribe, you were probably going to be cat litter eventually. A big cat's going to come along. He's going to chew on you, or you might just be a burrito for a bear. There's all sorts of dangers that could have happened back before modern society. Not many bears walk up and down the roads in most of America. I'm not saying they don't, because I've been in Ruidosa and seen bears digging through trash. So I know bears are around us, but they're just not as prevalent in towns as they are, if you're living on the side of a mountain. But if you let your amygdala run everything, you're going to make the worst decisions. You're going to, what's a good example of a knee-jerk reaction our U.S. government has done recently? The only one that really comes to mind is the Patriot Act. And that was a huge mess that happened just because, and stripped away a lot of people's freedom and their liberties because out of quote unquote need for safety. Well, it's not the government's responsibility to keep me safe. It's not the government's responsibility to keep the airlines safe. It's the government's responsibility to make sure that foreign invaders don't come in and take over the country, and make and that's essentially what their job is just to make sure that they keep us protected from the outside. Yeah, there are foreign and domestic, but the domestic invaders or domestic enemies, well, these days can honestly be, it's kind of subjective. Is which side of the aisle you're on. People look at you like you're the enemy. Well, in all reality, if you take the emotions out of everything, you actually see no, we're both trying to get to the same point as a whole. Yeah, you've got the screamers that are out there on the fringes, and they're making the most noises while everybody else in the middle is trying to shove this thing one direction or another. And so it helps if you know if the emotional ones on the edges, on the extremes, were to shut up for a little while and let the adults do the work and get stuff done. But that's kind of hard when you've got people who are just really dead set on listening to just to an extreme. So another, like I said, breathing takes all that cortisol, brings it down, and tells the basically kind of tells the amygdala, hey, it's not that big of an emergency. Look, he's breathing deeply and regularly. He's not shallow breathing, so he's okay. And so you can actually take him and take back over control of your thinking part of your brain, and actually be able to make some good educated guesses, or actually make some very good thought out decisions. If you find yourself a lot of times you're having a hard time actually thinking and stuff like that, and you're finding yourself being kind of emotionally drugged to one side or another great way to actually to ground yourself is get out and do some exercise. Blow that extra energy out of the water. Get it run through your system. Get your blood thoroughly oxygenated. Get your lungs expanding as deep as they can, and stuff like that. That process of working and getting the endorphins running and all that actually allows you to also gives you time to think. You're not worried about what's going, all the emotional turmoil that's going on at where at home or work, or in somewhere in the family. You've got you can focus on just one thought at a time, and so you can actually think things through. So running and exercising it in itself is a great way to help keep yourself centered. um, Finding a purpose is another incredible great way to actually your keep your center. To when you know that you actually are committed to something, you're focused in on that. Like I said, you're not going to get knocked around nearly as easy. If you have a vision and you're getting close to that vision, and all of a sudden, a wave of excitement about some new shiny object comes along, yeah, you may look at it, you may piddle around with it, you may join up on Clubhouse and think, hey, that's kind of a neat little thing. But if you're focused in on being, the best, father there is, you're not going to sit there and all of a sudden take your emotion, take your focus from your kids going to, oh, I'm going to be the best Clubhouse moderator there is. You're not going to want to just instantly change. While people who don't have a purpose, they're going to hop one thing to another, go here, here, and here, and here, and here, and it doesn't ever work. Another way to make sure that you stay grounded, stay centered, is to get a journal. And yeah, it sounds weird. It's not like your diary. It's nothing like that. It is just writing down, doing a review of what your day is, starting the day off, writing in your journal. What do you got to get done? And write down you got your power list, 5 things I'm going to get done. And the reason why you want to do 5 is because if as long as you get 3, you did over 50% of what you're supposed to do. That's a win. So you give yourself these little wins in there, and so you can write down what you're going to get done. I'm going to get this live stream taken care of, and I'm going to get my blog post for Wednesday taken care of. I'm going to get the video of the week taken care of, and then I'm going to get notes for the podcast wrote out, and then I'm going to record the podcast. And from there, if I get all those done today, sweet. I'm going to go do a little live streaming over on for Death Stranding for an hour or two. You can lay everything out, and you can, when you're journaling, you can pose different questions to yourself. Like there is a parable that I don't know if it's actual parable or not, but I've heard this story mentioned a couple times, that there was this rabbi who was walking through the street, and he was so deep and buried in his thoughts. And as he was walking around, he ran into a Roman centurion, and the Roman hollered, "Halt! Why are you here?" See, or what is your purpose? Or why are you here? And what is your purpose? And the rabbi kind of stepped back and looked at him, come back into the current world, and it's like, "What did you just say?" And he said, "Why are you here? And what is your purpose? And why are you here?" And he's like, "How much do you get paid?" And he's like, "About, I don't forget what the units, I think drachma or whatever. Anyhow, doesn't matter. $5 a day. $5 a day. Well, I'll pay you $10 a day if you'll stand outside my door and ask me that every morning." You can ask yourself those types of questions. Why am I here? What is my purpose? And you can actually start working out ways of thinking. So journal, write down what your thoughts are. Do a thought dump, a thought download. That's where you just take a piece of paper and you write out all the thoughts that are in your head, no matter how stupid you think they are. Why are there no purple kittens? Write down, why are there no purple kittens? You can write down all the thoughts, no matter how stupid you believe they are. They are thoughts that are taking up space in your brain. And if you write them down, clear them out, you can actually start being able to weed out the unimportant stuff. And when you can focus in on what is actually important, you are actually being able to center yourself even more. You can decide, hey, this is important. This is not important. I need to really talk about this. I really don't care about this. And be able to really weed out the unneeded garbage that's bouncing around in your head, and be able to focus in on the really tough, important topics that you really need to look at. Another way is meditation. Again, and I'm not talking so much about the type, where you're sitting there in the lotus position on top of a mountain, on top of a cliffside, and meditating for 3 days straight. Not talking about that. Meditation in itself, just being mindful, paying attention to what's going on with your thoughts. That's the thing I like about the mindfulness meditation, is that we have something along the lines of 60 to 90,000 thoughts a day. Some people think it's lower, some people think it's higher, and I think it's around 60,000. And thoughts are not just, what am I going to eat for supper tonight? It's, do I go to the bathroom first, or do I go get coffee first? Do I make a left-hand turn? Do I go right-hand turn? Your drive to work is a series of thoughts. I need to, okay, we're at McMaster's, turn right at McMaster's. All right, La Paloma, turn to La Paloma. All right, go down to the third stoplight, and oh no, everybody's in the way. I've got to get over. How do I get over? Oh, there's a car behind me, but he's just far enough behind. Okay, I got in. And there's all these little thoughts that carry you over to work. Now, a lot of times we fall into that routine where we're not thinking of how you drive to work. I'm sure you've done it, where you're like, you remember climbing into the car, you got your coffee and stuff, you picked up your lunch, and you take off to work. And then next thing you know, you're shutting the door and you're at work. You don't remember anything about the drive. Nothing important, exciting happened, nothing breaking the routine. It was just, you hopped in the car, you hopped out of the car, magic teleportation, boom. You made it still 5 minutes early. You're awesome. Great. Well, that lack of thought, or what you think of lack of thought is actually you're not being mindful of what you're thinking. And mindfulness actually sets you down, causes you to slow down, and teaches you how to focus in on just one thing. I hear my wife. I tried to talk to my wife about mindful, doing some mindful meditation, because she says sometimes she can't sleep, she can't shut her mind off at night. And I talked to her about meditation. She's like, "Oh, I can't. I'm always thinking of other things." I was like, "Well, that's just it. You don't think you're going to think of other things. The trick, though, is to notice when you're thinking of other things and bring yourself back to the the act of breathing. Bring yourself gently back to what you need to focus in on, which is the air going in your nose, the air going out of your mouth, in your nose, out of your mouth. And as long as you can start to learn and think and pay attention to what you're thinking, you can then start paying attention to, hey, why am I thinking of, thinking of Scrabble right now when I need to be thinking of why I can't get this article wrote. You actually can start going, okay, all right, well, we're thinking of something goofy. Let's get over it. And this helps you to pay attention to when you're all of a sudden you're thinking thoughts that are causing extreme emotions. My wife is going to get killed if she drives in the car. Well, no, she's been driving a car for 30 years. She's not going to get herself killed this time. You start seeing the things that cause you to worry, and start to let the amygdala take its control. So you're able to change your thoughts, and you can actually start making sure that you're a lot more balanced and a lot more centered and better grounded. Another way that you can actually keep yourself grounded is turn off the dead burn news. All right, the news 24-hour news cycle was created to see if I can keep you watching the news for 24 hours. How long can I keep you watching the news? And because of that, they've got to go as sensational as they can. They try to make sure that they know that the right's going to blow up when they say something about Biden. They know that the left's going to blow up when they say something about Trump. Hold up, throat was getting dry. So because of that, they are going to make sure that they say something that'll really get your blood boiling. Fox is going to complain a lot about the liberals. MSN and CNN, they're going to complain a lot about conservatives. And because of all that, people are just going. Depending on which side of the aisle you're on, you know which one you're going to turn to, and you're going to light your hair on fire, because you want to sit there and watch all these horrific, terrible things that have actually nothing to do with you in your life. Yeah, kids are being held in cages. They've been held in cages for years and years now. Doesn't make it. It hasn't changed. Never will. No one's going to come in and actually save them. They're going to worry about the poor. They're going to sweat it about the rich, and the middle class is going to still stay completely forgotten. That's just how politics is. That's how news is. And when you are sweating about something that really doesn't even have a interaction with you, then that's where the problem's going to end up be. You're going to be worrying about stuff that is not really important at this very time and moment. Yeah, you might want to contact a senator and let them know what your thoughts are, but that's the most of the power that you have. There's times where us American citizens have that ability to take action, and there's times that it really is not very productive to take action, because all you're doing is just screaming into the air. You're screaming into an abyss, thinking that the abyss is going to answer back one day, and that's not the echo. Another way is put down your device from time to time. I struggle with this one a lot. I've gotten a lot better. I don't. I forget my phone at the house quite often nowadays. But there for a while, I was always having to do something with you over here, and oh, I've got to go to this app, and let's do here, and let's do this, and let's do that. And I got a thought here. Oh, what does this do? And who was that actress in that movie? And I was always having to pull something up, and because of that, I wasn't present. I wasn't focused on what needed to be done, and because of that, I was not as grounded as I could be. So those are a few things that can help you actually stay grounded. Now I want to look through here. Let's see. Do we have anybody who has made any questions? I'm going to keep this open for a little while, and let's reload this and this, and let's see. We got anything here? Not seeing anything going on there. And anything over on dbuzz? No. Just it looks like we're here. No. So anyhow, while waiting for see if anybody throws up a question, comment, or anything of that particular nature. Let's see. But anyhow, not much else. See here, top chats. We got the chats going over on YouTube. Nothing. So, all right. Well, got one person. Oh, that's me. Oh, there's someone watching. It's me. Yeah, that's sadly it's me. But anyhow, that's okay. We're still new with this whole streaming thing, still bringing people in, and that's just fine. So anyhow, all right. Well, guys, go ahead and I will let you go so you can enjoy the rest of your day. Been talking for about a good 30 minutes. So you take care. Y'all take action on whatever it is you want. Make a plan, and then take that massive action that's needed to achieve that goal, that dream of yours. If you need any help, got the Brotherhood of Men, which is a men's group. We all are committed to making sure that we help each other become the best men possible. If you are wanting a little more personal one-on-one help, then I can also be able to help you there. I've got a coaching practice that can help you become the best man you possibly want to be. So, all right. So with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Well, let me do one more quick check. Make sure anybody make a comment. Nope. We got 3 engagements, 53 people reached. See here. Nope. Still, I'm just the only one watching. Twitter is. So what do we got? Twitter is staying grounded. Nope, nothing. No comments there. Nothing from dbuzz, and nothing going on in. Reload that one more time. And nope. Oh, we did get one comment. Good. Let's see here. Oh, that's hot buzz. So all right. So guys, with that, I'm going ahead and I will let you go. I thank y'all again for watching. We will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And I'm going to start doing the Q&A thing at the end every week. So if you've got a question, and it doesn't have to be on that particular topic, at the end, if you got a question that you'd like help with my particular insight and thoughts, then let me know, and I would love to answer that for you. So with that, guys, thank you all again for watching. We'll catch you next week. Bye.